Okay, guys, I see a few of you have joined, but we'll start. Can someone please confirm if my screen is visible?
Yes.
Okay. So is this point clear, guys, still here? That why are we using identity and how do we use identity when you want one resource to access another resource for anything, you will use identity, right? Now let's talk about the key vault, how the key vault comes to picture. But before we see here, let's go ahead and again check the key vault. So if I look for this key vault, this is the key vault. Now understand, guys, right? When a VM, a virtual machine here, wants to write something, VM's application wants to write something to the database, it requires a user ID and password, right? Which can be written in code and this can be achieved, but that is not secure. If that is not secure, what can be done? So here we have Key Vault. Key Vault comes to picture. What Key Vault can do that a request going from here to here directly. It's better that this request should go from here, Key Vault, and the Key Vault will have that user ID and password of that SQL database, and it will go like this. Got it? So instead of writing the SQL's user ID and password in my code, I'm redirecting. When it comes to the line of code, let's say it's a program of 1,000 liner code. In 800, line number 800, it talks about that, okay, now this application should go to this database, right? That connector and everything will be there in that code. ये कहाँ कैसे जाना है सब कुछ होता है उसमें, right? So the line number 800 says that this application should go to this database and use below user ID and password and make these amendments. If above 700 lines have been met, जिसमें था यूजर ने लॉगिन किया, it authenticated to Amazon, it selected an item, added to cart, made the payment, payment is successful, etc., etc., etc. Now that we are not getting into the code and how it is written, right? But it takes so many authentication and so many lines. So approximately 700 lines of code, they have been done already. Now the line number 791 or 701 or whichever the next line is that now this application should go to the database server and make these amendments to the database. That can be written directly, but that is not secure. So the code will be written instead of going to the database. Maybe let's say this is line 701 of code, which says go to DB. Not literally like this, it's in the coding, but for you to understand, I'm typing it in the basic language. Go to DB XYZ. In this case, let's say go to DB UT-Kloud. Connectors and everything will be there, IP address and all things that will be there. Use below creds. Now those credentials will be whatever is the user ID and password we created while creating that database. Okay. Uh, Imagine the password is this. So this can be achieved like this. But here, this is not secure. This is in plain, simple text. So what are we doing? What developers do that, okay, instead of using this, they will say go to DB, use below cred, and next line will be to access cred, go to key vault. Now, which key vault? Again, that details will be there. Go to this key vault and access this key vault. Under this key vault, access this key. So even if this goes in plain format, it is okay. Now, this will go here and this key will have the user ID and password, and this key will help us to unlock this database. So now instead of going directly from here to here, we are going like this. We are not carrying the user ID and password in plain text, but we are carrying an address where user ID and password is kept, which is the key vault. And this key vault is releasing the user ID and password. So this is how your key vault is utilized. If you can see in the below diagram also, this application, it is going here under key vault, picking some keys. It could be any key. It could be key, it could be secret, it could be certificate, it could be anything, right? But that is what it is doing in this diagram also. Now, the question is that if you put it in the, this is in plain text, right? That go to this key vault. तो hacker के लिए तो ये भी easy हो गया. Now hacker knows that it is in the key vault, but the question is key vault open for everyone? Even if hacker gets this information that this is available in this key vault, can he penetrate the key vault? Let's go to the key vault and check how do you access the key vault. Now this is the key vault we created. When we go to access, we created the policy, go to access policy. Now who has access to this key vault, guys? What do you see? Read the screen. Who has access to this one? Only a user, and that's me. Now, am I going to go ahead? Guys, all of you, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Wasim message that he can't hear. I'll reply to him. Others are able to hear. Okay. I asked him to rejoin. I texted him. So if he's not able to hear me, at least he'll read it. Fine. So now I have the access to this key vault. Now, am I going to do that? Check the order and make some changes, or maybe if this request is coming, am I there in the picture in this complete setup? User Suhail, is it in the picture in this complete setup? I mean, I have access on this key vault, it's okay. But is it somehow useful for this VM that Suhail has access? Is this useful for this VM? No, not at all, right? So now this VM will require, why this key vault will give the access to that key, the key which is or secret. Let's say that to access this database, we have a secret, which is a user ID and password, right? Why would this key vault give that user ID and password to any one of the requester? For that matter, even if this machine is there, unless you give the access, right? So if this machine wants to access the keys which is there in the key vault, this machine will require access to this key vault, right? Now, how can we give this machine access to this key vault? What is the service we are going to use? Yes,
Identity.
yes, identity. So I'll go to this key vault. I go to the key vault. Fine, I'm using, either I can use RBAC or policies. I'm creating one. What is there in the picture? It's the key or secret. Let's say we have a secret. First, let's create something. Let's say there's a secret in this key vault, which is in picture, which is in question. Everyone wants access to that secret. No expiration date, it's valid. It's created. Looks good to me. It is there. But now, even if hacker knows that it is lying here, no one will be able to access this. Even you can't access this. If I tell you now, unless you have access to the port, even if you have access to a portal, you won't be able to access this. Why? Because I'm using the policy, right? And there it's only my name. Now I want that even that machine should have access to this, because that machine is going to uh, pick something, pick this use secret, and then try to make some changes, right? So I want this that machine to have access to this key vault. So what I can do, I can go here. If I'm using RBAC, simple add role. Let's say I want to give the complete access, owner access. But now to whom am I assigning this access? To some user? To some end user? No. I'm assigning this access only to my machine. Or I can assign it to the identity which I created. If I do this, it will be assigned to all those resources where this one is assigned. So I'm happy with that. So now my machine has access to fetch the secret from Key Vault. So now if the code is written that, okay, this should go here and fetch this code. Now this machine has access to access this Key Vault and fetch this code. And now this code will redirect here. Instead of going directly like this, it is going like this. Got it, guys? Is it clear? Do you think something is missing here or we have done it completely? Earlier, I was saying that, okay, I'm going to put it in a plain text. But if I do it in a plain text, what will happen? I'll have to create an identity here and give that identity access to this database. So this is complete setup. But now I'm saying I'll go via Key Vault. So Key Vault says I'm not giving you any information unless you have authorization. So I'm saying, okay, I have this user assigned ID, user assigned identity, and that user assigned identity has access to you. And now it says fine. And now this Key Vault goes to SQL. Do you think we have to set up anything or can it happen directly? Can Key Vault directly go to SQL and start making changes?
We have like provide the identity from that keyword to the DB.
Yes. Like Key Vault was adamant and asking identity that why should I let you make any changes here, right? Same thing. SQL will ask Key Vault that what authority do you have over me? The same thing will have to come to Key Vault. Even Key Vault will have identity. It can be system assigned or user assigned, doesn't matter. Where was it? It was under settings somewhere. Not sure. Then if that option is here, then we'll have to do it in a programmatic manner. But understand one thing, guys. When do you need this? Most of the time you're not required this. But when do you need this? When do you need this? When you want your key vault to shut down your database. When you want your key vault to start your database. Then only you require the RBAC roles. Otherwise, to let me share this example again. And if you're getting confused, please ask me. I'll explain it again because I don't want to get into that coding thing and make it more complicated for you. Now, the key vault's role is, we'll again take the same analogy. Now I say, Nagma, I'm hiring you just to create a notepad on my machine. Take RDP and create a notepad. I don't want you to shut down or power on or even see my machine, right? So what kind of role do I require for Nagma? Does she require uh, any role on my virtual machine? Reader access or contributor access or any access? Does she need that role? I want her to just take RDP and create a notepad. Like I want you guys, for that matter, if I want you guys to take RDP to this machine and create a notepad. What IDs do you require from me? What level of access do you require from me? Do you want to be, do you require any identity in my Azure environment? Do you want to be present in my Azure environment where my job is only to create a notepad on this machine, right? Let's say I want Heather to create a notepad, or I want one of you to create a notepad, Hanif, if there's anyone to create a notepad on this VM. Do you have to present in my Entra ID? Your job is not to shut down, not to power on, nothing. Just RDP to the machine and create a notepad. Do you guys should you guys be present in my Entra ID if I want Hanif
No,
you to create? No, right?
no,
What do you
no.
require then? What do you require from
You
me?
just need the user ID and password so that we
Simple,
can
Yes,
simple.
user only.
So
RDP
most of
and
the time, yes, most of the time, I mean, it was my bad that I was taking that example. You will never see where a key vault want to shut down. That's not key vault's job. Key vault's job is just to keep a secret, and that using that secret, unlock this one. Otherwise, this code is already written. So key vault will never want to shut down or start your DB, nothing. Right? Start DB, etc. can happen directly here. But writing in the database, let me use different colors. It will be more easier. When shutdown etc it's coming, I'm using amber color, so it can be done directly. Am I writing any code here? If I want resource my virtual machine, I'm making that virtual machine to enable to restart, shut down, or turn on the database. There is no code written here, right? But the code is written when I want database to be accessed. So that I'm doing. And when I'm saying database to be accessed, there I'm not shutting down, not doing anything. It's simply I'm going into the database and making some changes, which is as good as you RDP to my machine and do this. So if I want to RDP to this database, this actually that's not RDP, but for your understanding, let's say RDP. So it's coming via here. So do I require any RBAC roles on this database? No. So even if I'm not using any identity, that is completely fine. But for this machine to access this key vault, it requires some identity. Hence, we are creating a user identity here. We are assigning that user identity access over this key vault, and the rest, the code will do the job. Code will directly go here. Key vault doesn't want to shut down your database, turn on your database, nothing. So for this, you just require your user ID and password, which is already there, saved in a secret. Right? And what needs to be added, what needs to be removed, that has already come from here. The request has come from here. That request has authorized herself, himself, or itself. If the user is no end user is doing so, that user has authorized itself here using the identity, access this, and it is going here. That remove this item from database, add this item to database, make changes to inventory, etc., etc. This is how it works. This is what it is showing in this diagram also, that it is going authenticating here and taking the key. So it is not traveling in the plain text. This is how your key vault works. Any doubts, any questions, guys? For you, as an Azure administrator, as an implementation engineer, you don't have to worry at all about the code. Or how is it going? How will you make sure that it is written here? How the integration will happen? Not your job. Don't worry. You should be thorough and you should be uh, clear with the steps at how to give access to this VM over a key vault, how to create a key vault, how to give access to that user to the key vault. Key vault में keys तो अपने आप नहीं आ जाएगी, right? It's not possible that machine will go ahead and create a key automatically. Someone will have to put a key. So if you are creating a key vault, an application owner who has requested a key vault, if you don't give him the sufficient access, he will never be able to create a key. Forget the connection, etc. So your job is to understand how this works, right? Someone has asked a key vault only for secrets. You will not give him the key and certificates. You'll only give him the permission over the secrets, right? Access policies, you should understand what level of access. A manager has asked to create a key vault and he says that, okay, give me the complete access, but my team lead will be working on certificate, and give him the certificate access, but don't give him the delete option. So you should be able to understand that what level of access do you have to give. Whatever they have asked, you should give only that access. If the team lead doesn't dealing with keys, not dealing with secrets, only dealing with certificate, and that too not with delete, this is how you can do it. And here you can add his ID. Now see, as an owner, let's say Suhail has requested, so you have given all the accesses to Suhail, all on key permission, all on secrets, all on certificate. And Suhail says, my team lead Ejaz, he'll be dealing only with certificate and that too limited. So now you will give access to Ejaz only on certificate and that too limited access, not all access. So as an admin, this is your responsibility, right? Going inside, creating the key, what should be the key, not your job, none of your concern, don't worry. Now they say, okay, we have created, now give access to our machine also. Again, that comes to you. You say, okay, your machine, what it will be doing? It will be fetching a secret. Does your machine require to access to delete? No. Just this is fine. Purge? No. Backup? No. My machine is not never going to deal with backup and recover. Right? Just get list and set is enough. Set. Here you're going to select that identity. Here it is. If you want it only on the secret, first time we gave it on the key vault directly, right? But I told you guys what happens in actual environment. For keys, you will have separate key vault. For secrets, you will have separate key vault. And I'm not saying all the keys will be in one key vault. What actually you will see, it's you if you have one application, for one application, one key, you will see another key vault. For one application, one secret, a new key vault. One application, one certificate, another key vault. Second application, second key, another second key vault. This is just for practice purpose. I keep everything here. So it will be easier for you to understand that someone is asking access on this key vault and you see there's only keys. Give the complete access if they're asking. Doesn't, it's not bothering. But something like this where you have multiple and they have asked that this identity should have access only on secret, don't give access on certificate. Don't give access on keys, only on secret. This user should have access on certificate only, give access only on certificate, not on secret, right? I'm creating another co-admin, give access on everything. Okay, I'm saying, okay, he'll be managing keys, he'll be deleting, he'll be encrypting, decrypting, purge, release, everything he'll be doing. Being a manager, I created that, but I can't spend time on this. So I have hired someone, maybe an assistant manager. Okay, now I don't know what names I have in my Active Directory. Let's pick any name. Let's say Nagma or Muzammil. So now Muzammil has complete access, similar to Sohail. This will be your job, right? All of this, guys, I explain it, so you should understand it. You should know. Like Tushar asked, "Yaar, ye sab kar kyun rahe?" Which is a very valid question. If you don't understand that why are you doing this, then you won't ever learn. You won't have that feeling. You won't understand it. Hence, I explain all these things. But you don't have to worry. You are not going there as an architect. You're not targeting 40 or 45 LPA, right? You are going there as an administrator. You don't have to design the system. You will get a low level diagram for everything like VM. For this also you'll get this name कि यार इस machine पे आपको एक identity बनाना है. Yes, so you should know how to create an identity. If they are saying create a system assigned identity, you should know how to create a system assigned identity. So you will have the steps, as in not the technical steps. They won't tell you go here and create identity. If they have to do that also, then why are they paying you? They will tell you, but that, okay, there is a VM called extra VM. We are looking for a system assigned identity. Please create one. So you should know you have to go here, click here, and turn this on. They will say, no, create a user assigned identity and assign that identity to these 10 resources. So you should know that you'll have to go to identity management, create a user assigned identity, and then come here and add it and assign it. Are you done with these 10? Yes, you're done. Now next, go to this key vault and assign this access to this particular ID. You should be able to do all these things. You don't have to worry about how to integrate with SQL database, how to write this code. That is not your job. Administration is your job, but you should know the rationale behind it. So if you are in an interview or maybe on a call, it should not sound like an alien to you. Okay, ठीक है, I know how to create it, but I don't know what it does. Doesn't make any sense. So is this clear, guys, to everyone? Key vault, identity, and then how the services will work with each other. We learned key vault in isolation. We learned uh, identity in isolation. Then we checked how we can combine them. So anyone has any doubt, any questions, please feel free to ask. I'm done with today's technical discussion. We still have 10 minutes left. If anyone has any questions, any doubts, feel free to ask. Meanwhile, I'm deleting my resources because when it comes to migration, we are going to need a lot of resources, a lot of balance. Yes, guys, please feel free to ask. Any doubts, any questions? We're done with the technical part today. If anyone wants to drop, feel free to drop. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to ask. Could be technical question, could be anything. From next session, that we'll discuss on WhatsApp whether you guys want a leave on 18th or not. I'm not looking for a leave. I am available. But if you guys want to just revise everything, it's a long weekend, right? Good Friday, Saturday, Sunday, obviously, then Easter Monday. For most of you, people who are especially working for US and UK, especially UK, they observe these holidays. So you will have uh, good time, ample time. This is for from interview perspective. These answers should be from interview perspective. Theory part we have already done. Now we'll be starting. I thought today we'll have enough time and I'll cover something which is not in our course, but we didn't have enough time. So I'll leave it up to you. You guys can go here and check this, or maybe just follow this video. It will tell you what is a database. Again, I'm telling you, it has nothing to do with our storage. It is not a prerequisite for storage, but it is good to know. If not, you can still fine. You can spend time on Azure topics, and we will start storage either from 18 or from next week. Storage won't take much time. If I start on 18, 19th is a Saturday, I guess. So if I start 19th and 20 and 2 weeks, I'll finish storage. Then we'll start ASR and migration. Migration is the hot topic. Without migration, you will not be able to crack any interview. Okay, guys, any doubts, any questions, please feel free to ask. If not, feel free to drop. I'm putting myself on mute. I'm available. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. Don't be shy about it, guys. If you don't have any questions, feel free to utilize these 10 minutes. Feel free to drop. Don't worry.
So I'll suggest to skip the session for next week. At least we will get some time for practice. Like just a suggestion.
Yeah, sure. All suggestions are always welcome. It's people have already suggested. That's how the idea came to my mind. Otherwise, I told you that I am available. But if maximum of you that we can check in WhatsApp group. But yes, I have already considered that suggestion. I'll be putting a message in WhatsApp group. We'll see if many people want to take a leave. We'll do that. But it's a request, guys. I'm again suggesting you, requesting you, utilize this time. Utilize this time. Go ahead and watch old topics. Try to practice them. Right. Then only taking a break will be useful.
Sure.
So, guys, if you don't have any questions, I'll stop the session. I'll upload the recordings. I won't be sending any questions because you won't get much questions on identity and key vault. Whatever questions we might get, I have already explained it to you, right? So if you guys want, I can assign a task, but I know many of you have not taken the subscription. Let me see that if I can assign access to few of you. I have one subscription, so maybe I'll connect with you guys on one-on-one basis, and I'll assign access to few of you, and you guys can practice this. And especially if we're taking a break on upcoming week, then it will be helpful for you guys. Right? I'll reach out to you guys on individual basis.
So sorry. Just one thing I want to check with you.
Hmm.
What would you suggest or recommend just in case if one has to, uh, go revision for whatever we have covered so far?
The best thing would
Because
be go here.
I happen to miss, one or two of the sessions
Hmm,
sometime before Ramzan,
hmm,
when I was lacking resources, and I
hmm.
believe one Saturday or Sunday on Ramzan, in Ramzan itself. So yeah, I from a learning perspective, I find myself a little backward. So what would you recommend? I
So
mean,
very first thing, it's at least watch the video once. Do not try any topic without watching the video first. So that is the reason we had that attendance sheet. So if you guys have applied the attendance, now you will know on which session you are missing, and that is the purpose I name the session in this manner. So it will be very easy for you to understand that which session happened on which day. Let's say, for example, March 30th March, if just taking random dates, session 22 happened. So you can go and watch that session on YouTube. And even if you don't remember the topic wise, you will remember the date wise. And you can always go and check YouTube uploading date also, and you will understand. And by topics also, you will understand. Right. So very first thing, watch the videos at least once. If you don't want to watch my video, because we take a lot of topics here and there, and these are lengthy videos, watch some other video also. But at least watch some video on that topic. Right. Watch some video on that topic so you will have fair understanding. Don't directly jump to the portal. Once you have watched that, try to do that practical. This is for people who have missed some sessions. This is specific for those sessions. If you have watched all the sessions and you are thinking of revising, go ahead and start reading these questions, and then it will automatically tell you where you stand, how much you have to work. January 2025 batch question. All of you have access to this OneNote. Feel free to go here, start reading these questions, especially on the segments which we have covered. What is cloud? Types of cloud we have covered, right? Networking we have covered. VMSS we have covered. Bastion we have covered. VNet peering, virtual network we have covered. What is NSG, ASG we have covered. So start reading these questions, and it will show you the mirror. Whoever is doing it, it will, including me, it will show you the mirror that this is where you stand. This is how much you have to read. Once this is done, if you think you're thorough with the theory part, scroll down, start doing the practicals again. Task for practice, create machines, create resource group. There are many tasks which I haven't shared with you guys. There are tasks here also which I haven't shared with you guys. So you'll get more tasks. If you think you are already done with the task, let me know. I can put more tasks here. Do that, right? What will happen, guys, when you start reading and practicing, then only you'll be able to speak in your interview with that confidence that you have worked for years. Otherwise, that is not going to come. If you think you just create one virtual machine and in your interview, you are going to say that, okay, I have worked for 2 years, 3 years, your interviewer is not a full person. They know it very well. When I take the interview, I know that I also give classes. People, when the people say something, I can figure it out easily. Right? But when you do the practice and you are able to answer, so then even if I'm able to figure out, it's okay. I don't care. As far as you are able to get the work done, I don't care even if you're lying in the interview. I am interested in knowing whether you have sufficient access or not. So when you start creating a VM, you'll go through all these steps, all these fields. Start reading. Don't just click next. Start reading them. Come up with question that what is this? I will answer that. Okay, this is for this, or at least I'll let you know. Don't worry, it's not for us. Don't spend time on that. One of the answers I'll definitely give you. That under networking, uh, no one has ever asked me that what is accelerated networking. We are checking this box. Why are we using it? No one has asked me, right? Because I know you guys are not practicing in that manner. I'm telling you, go ahead and read each and every option. Virtual machine itself will take 2 weeks to practice properly. No one has gone and tried creating a Linux machine. If you have, no one has checked that what is this option instead of password, instead of this user ID and password, if I use SSH public key, what does it mean? How does it work? No one has asked me that. So I know that you're not practicing. So like I know you're not practicing, your interviewer will know that you haven't worked. I told you that either I will tell you, either I will show you how does it work, or I'll tell you it's none of our business, forget it. But that will come only when you practice, right? No one has asked that what is this accelerated networking. If you go ahead, it might come in your interview. You don't even have to ask me. If you come here, maybe you just put delete Nick when VM is created. What is this option? Let's try creating a VM with this one. Let's read this. What is this? Enable accelerated networking. Click on this. It enables the low latency and high throughput over the network interface. Learn more about it. So this is the way. If you use practicing, this is going to help you guys. This is going to help in clearing your interview. Just attending the sessions won't do it, right? So follow this practice and hopefully we'll get through this, right? Let's discuss on WhatsApp whether we are conducting a session on 19th and 20, or are we directly meeting on 26 and 27. In May month, we'll be done with our ASR migration, uh, resume building, everything. And again, profile building and how to, I'll be connecting with one-on-one or with all of you to guide you guys that how to explain your profile, because few of you are coming with 10 years of experience, few of you are coming fresher, maybe 2 years of experience, so it can be uniform for all of you. So that will do once we are done with our technical topics, right? See you guys. First let's discuss on WhatsApp group, and then see you guys next session wherever we are doing that. I'm stopping the session, right? Enjoy your weekend.
Thank you.